It's funny because it all started when Leo and I were dancing together in the living room, and it was quite playful and performative.
And I mean, the pandemic was already happening, and but we could find like connection points, like not even through touch, but through the eyes, working with objects, and it was just like really intimate connection. We both felt the need to have that in these times. We both felt like we are losing touch of our bodies and of our expression and our this deep and organic connection.
And after it, we met, and where like she told me about this idea she had in her mind, and we were like writing a lot of script, and yeah,
We saw the open call for Metamorfosize, and we're reflecting on the piece we wrote, like just out of the moment, that it actually fit really well.
we thought, okay, that's great to show our idea and bring it to reality.
We bring in elements of this like transforming into different faces. And we had the idea of us being animals and us giving into these really like premature instincts of radical touch, of like even hurting the other person, you know, because maybe we don't know what it feels like. We want to feel the skin, we want to see each other, we want to see how we influence each other, you know, and kind of having always two layers of like dominance and submissiveness, and that is always changing, you know, everything is fluid. And that led us to like this topic of being in these non-binary bodies, in these bodies that may be viewed as something very specific or even sexualized body, but really disconnecting ourselves from this and going into this other point of view of being animals, pure animals.
I think we both were always seen from the outside world or from the society as women, and with that it comes a lot of expectations and how you should behave, how you should dress, and breaking it and playing with that and saying or showing, no, I express myself in different kind of ways, and it doesn't have anything to do with my gender identity.
So playing with expectations and like kind of redefining them in our way, you know, like that is always expected with this with something sexual, sensual, women, and kind of breaking it in this sense. And also this like eating the soil, something also very disgusting in a way, and breaking these expectations to be like, this is not like an act of love, you know, of this is like this is an act of expressing and wanting to find out something new and experimenting and being like aliens almost, you know, being something that you can't define, you know, because you don't know what they're going to do next, because everything they find in their environment, they're treating differently than you might expect it. The soil was not an initial script, definitely not. It was not planned to be that way. We had a rehearsal going on of like 6 hours intensity and like trying out things first, a lot of frustration. We hadn't drank a lot of water, and then I started eating the soil, and Levi followed up with that. And it was very powerful because we could feel it. It's very painful, you know, it's very painful in the lungs, and it kind of was very, very this like heavy image of eating soil. And it really connected to this idea of like first being alienated creatures that are kind of dancing, forming, trying to make sense of their movements, then being together and having this indeed like this implicated need of being touched and also hurting the other person, make them feel the pain and not knowing really where the border is, you know, and also being on top, on the bottom. And it's like all this intensity in the bodies, and then it snaps out. It's exhaustion. And then these two creatures kind of connect through this element, through this organic element. And that is the soil indeed. And they're playing with it like it's something they've never seen before. It is a new movement for them. It is a new sensation. And they want to have this sensation, this object and this organic material, and they want to feel it on every part of their body, every part of the inside, and eating it and playing with it, and then also giving it to the other person, making the other person feel what we feel. It was interesting to rehearse with it because it was so painful and like going through it every time. But also, I don't know, for me it was really beautiful, like to eat the soil, to like feel it on the skin. It was a very powerful moment, and like I could feel my own strength, I could feel Levi's strength, and I could see like us kind of also cocooning out of this, you know. It was, yeah.
It was a really interesting experience because Leo and I, we didn't know each other so well before this whole performance. And it's also, I think you can see it if you watch our performance, that we really connected in a different kind of way. Like in a way I never connected before with a person I just met, or not so long ago. And yeah, I think because of that, it made it really powerful. And every time I see it, it's all these emotions come back up. And I put so much of also experience from my past and like really also heavy emotions in it. And yeah, it felt like, I don't know, through the connection with Leo, it evolved and something happened and something was created out of it.
Yeah, I feel so.